What is retirement planning? Is probably keeping you up at night because all we're told to do is save and then retire. But there are actually some things you can do right now to have you feeling in control and making momentum towards your retirement goal. Stay tuned to this episode where I will share 3 steps to start the retirement planning process. So stay tuned. Welcome to the Wealthy After 40 podcast, the show for Gen X women and couples who are ready to ditch financial stress and feel confident about retirement. I'm your host, Daylene Higgins, financial and retirement coach, helping Gen Xers master their money and create a personalized retirement plan so they can stop spinning their wheels and step boldly into their dream retirement. If you're feeling behind, don't worry. Continue listening to this podcast, as well as be sure to grab your free guide, 5 must-do steps to start retirement planning now at elevatefinances.us/must-do. And remember, let's make retirement possible together. Retirement and what to plan for. It is bothering me all the time. This was a statement made on one of my free calls. And, I can fully relate and understand. Her struggle was she wasn't clear on what is retirement planning. Now, we dove into a lot. If you're wanting help on your retirement plan, what to do next, you can do this on a Confidence Kickstart call, just like she did. Jump on 30 minutes. Let's review all areas of retirement planning. I'll cover exactly the areas you need to know, help you know what you've done, what you want to happen, and then what you should be doing now. That's easily what we do in 30 minutes on that call, giving you some clarity around what is retirement planning. Back to the individual on this call, and me reflecting with that after the fact, I realized the problem. You're told to save for retirement and then retire. Okay, that gives me an action plan. There are a lot of elements missing. And if you've been a listener of this podcast for a while, you know a few of those. We have to start realizing there is so much more to retirement than just that number. I've said it many a times. Now, that number is important, but to have control over that number, to enjoy the spending of that number, you could talk about it in many different ways. But that lack of clarity around save so you can retire just leaves us kind of lackluster. Well, what can I do? What am I going to do? How does that relate to all of the things? The bigger issue of why retirement planning is blank and nobody's sharing, I guess, or why it's bothering you and you don't know what to do, is because there is a disconnect between what actions can I take now to help me achieve retirement, help me get to my goal of retirement while saving. We've got to save, we've got to set it aside. We've got to wait for it to grow. We've got to wait for it to be, the timing. 401s, you have to be 59 and a half. There are some stipulations at 55. Just going to throw that in there. But while that is happening, right, they kind of leave you hanging. And I think that's the bigger problem is we are unsure what is retirement planning and what can I do now to help me get closer to my goal. You desire this really good retirement. I hope you do. And you deserve it after all of the years you've worked. And really you're just like, I wish I knew what steps to take. What can I do? What can I do while I'm waiting for that savings to grow? We're told you got to do the work, you got to put in the work to get the reward. And so leaving us just saving is really not allowing us to do any work. This episode, I have 3 steps to start your retirement planning process. Step 1, get your current finances in order so you know how much you spend, which helps you know how much you'll need. You have got to understand what is going on with your money in your current financial situation. Knowing how much you spend, where you spend it, how you spend it, why you like to spend it, all of those things will help you calculate how much you're going to need. Knowing what it takes to run your household for the month, for the year, is definitely one number you're going to need to be able to calculate that overall savings number. That's what we're talking about, is while that savings number is growing, I am working on the backside to better give me an understanding of that number. Knowing how you spend, knowing what that looks like, and really just thinking about those expenses as you're heading into retirement, which leads me to step 2. I'll tie these together in a bigger, more nicely bow in just a minute. But step number 2, why do you want to retire? And when do you want to retire? This will help you know what to plan for, how soon, and how much more money you'll need. So if we backtrack in step 1, I kind of mentioned a 401k, 59.5. So when do you want to retire? Those 2 pieces kind of go together. What does that look like? Sometimes we want to retire because we want to go after a different career or a side hustle that has become something greater, right? Knowing these things help us, again, to start piecing together what our money situation will look like in retirement. And understanding what it's going to look like that way, maybe we want to retire at 55, and some stipulations do allow you to jump into your 401. However, 59.5 is what is usually the age for any retirement account. Being able to plan and see how you can support your savings maybe somewhere else. But unless you know what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, maybe there's different phases in doing this, so that you know how much more money you'll need or not need. That's crucial too. Step 1 was understanding our current finances. Step 2 is understanding our future the best you can. I know some of you are like, well, I don't even know what that's going to be. I talked about it even in the last episode. Most of your expenses are carrying forward. You've got to believe in those expenses. In this episode with retirement planning, I really got to know how these factor in moving ahead. What does that look like? So that I know how much more I'll need. And then step 3, we've really got to lean into budgeting. And I know that is such a topic, such a word that a lot of people don't love. But budgeting both of these scenarios will help you see how much money you need in retirement, affecting that overall number, which is your savings that is growing right now. And how can I look at them through this framework to know if I'm on the right track? Really understanding the elements of what makes up retirement planning. Now, these are just 3 steps to start your retirement planning process. There are some other factors that you can do, that you can see, but this is the foundational. This is where you want to start and really get solid, because once you have these in place, the rest of them can be maneuvered and, as I like to say, massaged in such a way to, number 1, maybe you want to retire sooner, or maybe you want to have an alternative option and you want to see what that looks like. The budget is going to help you script those scenarios. It's going to help you script what that's going to look like if you're going to go out in phases. Maybe you have the opportunity at your job to go part-time. Your retirement is still growing. You're still watching that. however that works, what does that look like? Or maybe you're going to retire and then they're like, yeah, you can come work here for part-time and you love your job. There is that. But at some point, we are going to be done with working full-time. And we've got to be prepared for it. We've got to be prepared for it. And to me, that is what retirement planning is. Yes, it's about numbers, and I am a numbers nerd. That's what we talk about a lot on this podcast. But honestly, it's also what you're creating. What do you want to create? What do you want to see? What are you creating now that is going to affect that? We've really, really got to lean into that. If you're ready to dive deeper, I invite you to jump on a confidence kickstart call with me. And let's review all areas of retirement planning. Let's review those together. What have you done? What do you really want to happen with retirement? Let me hear that out loud from you so that you can get clarity around that. And what should you do now? The impact of the steps you're doing now can be important in a priority. For some, they may need to lean into paying off debt, or that's where their heart desires. For others, it's going to be in creating a side hustle of income or something, or just riding the wave, whatever it is. But until I can talk with you and we review all of those areas, I can give you that impactful, momentum step to get you moving towards your retirement goal. And that is what I want for all listeners here. We all deserve to reach retirement. We all deserve to be happy in retirement. I don't want people to go in not sure what they're going to do, not sure how they're going to pay for it, and wonder why they weren't better prepared. So answer me this question. What is retirement planning to you? What do you know about it? And what more do you need to learn? I'd love if you can bring those answers to the call as well, and so I can support you. 30 minutes. Let's work together and get you closer to your retirement goal. But I hope this episode helped you understand how you or what you can do to take action while you're waiting for that savings to grow. Different things that are going to give you control, that are going to give you momentum, that are going to help you feel a part of your retirement planning and help you create that vision that you so truly deserve. Thank you for listening, and till next episode. Thanks for tuning in. I hope today's episode helped you take one more step toward mastering your money and creating a retirement plan that fits your life. If this episode gave you value, would you do me a quick favor? Follow the show, leave a review, or share it with another Gen Xer who needs this kind of support. And if you're ready and tired of trying to figure it out all on your own, be sure to book your one-on-one retirement roadmap session, and together we'll create your personalized plan so you can move forward more quickly with clarity and confidence. You can find that at elevatefinances.us/roadmap to book your session today. And remember, retirement isn't just a dream, it's a plan, and let's make it possible together.